Okay, we're live and we're on. Hi, I have not had any RPGs, tabletop RPGs on this channel in ages, since probably over a year ago or more even when we did the first Neverland stream. Uh, so it's been a long time. And thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. We are going to be playing a spooky game tonight. We're playing a game called Sleepaway, which is written by Jay Dragon. Jay Dragon wrote this game. It's available on itch. In fact, I will link that below. You can get a copy online. It's a great GM-less game, so I am not in charge of a darn thing. Okay, there's just no. This is lawlessness. Lawlessness and chaos is what this is. Um, and I'm excited. So I am Super Dylan, but you know that presumably, and that's old news. So if we could go around and say who we are, who we're playing, and I will link all of your links in the chat there. Um, so I don't know. Let's start with KP. KP, you gotta
I think
unmute
you're
your
muted.
mic.
Oh, there we go. I thought I did,
There.
and sometimes the button doesn't work like it should. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
All right, everybody. Hi, my name is KP. I go by KP11 Studios on pretty much most social medias, as you may or may not know. I'm a Twitch streamer, a cosplay slash portrait photographer, a budding TTRPG writer, voice actor, anything and everything that I can get my grubby little fingers on. You can call me mostly that. Uh, yeah, I'm just super excited to be here. I've been wanting to play with y'all for so long. I know I played with Diana and Celeste for a while. Oops, sorry, so not Celeste. Kestrel for a while for one game before, but I'm super excited to be able to play with everybody here today. I know Rue is pretty awesome, and I'm excited to play with them as well. So yeah, that's me.
Speaking of Rue, how are you? Hello.
I'm good. How are you? Hi, I'm Rue. I use he or they pronouns. And tonight I'm playing Pierce, who uses they them pronouns or none. You cannot refer. You can either refer to Pierce by they pronouns or not refer to them at all. And you can find me on Twitter as at Ilana Knight 13. I'm an artist and a writer and a sensitivity consultant for Romani people and Romani cultural analogs, especially in sci-fi, fantasy, and tabletop games. So if you ever want to write a fortune teller and not be racist, give me a call. And also, I'm involved in two other tabletop streams. Every other Thursday on Heroes Without Limits, I DM a investigative horror game that I wrote from scratch. And on Saturdays, I play in a Monster of the Week game on Chromatic Chimera.
That's awesome. Uh, yes, go and follow Rue and Kestrel.
Hi, I'm Kestrel Ray. Haven't been on anything streamed in a while. It's actually my first game as player in a few months. I've become the forever GM lately. So I'm looking forward to this. I am playing Celeste, the counselor. I use she, her pronouns, and Celeste goes by she, her, they, them. She's really happy if anybody calls her Faye, anything. Uh, I am really impressed with this game and really excited to dig into it.
Yeah, it's really good. And I'm Diana, Super Dylan, all the time, everywhere. And tonight I am playing Cal, who is an athlete. He is going by he, him pronouns. He is a very good boy, probably. I haven't figured that out yet, actually. And So you might notice we have a big empty white square in the corner of our screen, and that's because part of Sleepaway is a collaborative design of the camp itself. We are all camp counselors at a haunted, eldritchy kind of camp. And we are going to start tonight by designing said camp. So first thing first, we have to draw a couple of little things to start. So we'll start with there's a field at the center of the camp. We'll give that a little green field right here. We'll even fill it in. There you go. There is a lake somewhere. We'll put a little.
I need to grab a piece of paper so that I can keep track of where things are.
Whoop, this is not going the way that I wanted it to. I maybe don't know how to use MS Paint. That might be a thing that's true. I'm going to put the lake like this over here. Can I do a fill? Yeah, I can. A fire pit, which will mark it like this. This is what fire looks like. The oldest tree in the woods would be I'll put the up here. This is what a tree looks like.
This is immensely good.
There you go, tree. Okay. And the bunks will be this, let's say, over here. All right, so now that we have those things, each player gets to choose one from this list that's on page 24. There's a nurse's cabin, a creek with mud castles, a performing stage, a field everyone dreams about, the best stargazing field, the sneaking path, the hidden picnic bench, the petroglyph boulders, a swamp full of mosquitoes, a path covered in cairns, the mushroom log, the secret kissing grove, and the abandoned stone wall. So anybody want to pick one of those and choose where it goes?
Would that be where like the player wants to go, or like the character wants to go?
This
or
is
that
just
something we're picking
this is
for our
something
own? Okay.
totally independent from our characters. We're just making what
Got
the
it.
camp will kind of look like.
I'm
Can
definitely
there
leaning
be a-
towards that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. Can there be a sneaking path that sort of leads, like, past the big tree to the cabins?
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's going to be a path there. Okay. Let's do that.
Yay.
Okay. All right, so we got a path. Who else wants to pick something? Murder path.
But
No.
can we put the best stargazing field sort of on the kind of north side of the water down there?
Sure, absolutely. Okay. Okay, stargazing field. KP, what would you like to put?
I feel like since everybody selected either the mysterious or the beautiful, I feel like we should have something a little bit on the more difficulty or bad side of things. So I'm gonna go with the mosquitoes,
Oh, where do you want the mosquito?
even though I hate it.
Oh no. Okay. So what is that? A swamp full of mosquitoes. All right, where's our
Mhm.
mosquito swamp gonna go?
That's what I'm thinking of. I feel like it'd be closer to the lakeside, maybe on the bottom right corner. Oh, that'd be really close to the campfire. Never mind. I don't want to be that close, although that would suck. Uh, you know what? Just for the fun of it, I'll let's put it at the bottom corner, or
Okay.
yeah, not all the way in the corner, maybe like closer to that, and we'll have a comfortable campsite fun.
Okay, excellent. We are putting a swamp full of mosquitoes right here by the campfire. The mosquito jacuzzi, I will call it. Oh.
Nice.
Okay, as a group, we get to choose two of these. The camp gets to have either a camp cat, courageous leaders, a culture of honesty, economic prosperity, which makes me think less camp and more multi-level marketing getaway retreat. Uh, really fishy. Um, Minimal camper drama, long administrative memory, protected property, easy
What is a
access.
long administrative memory?
I think what that means, and hear me out. I think I think what that means is that the camps got like good bookkeeping. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I was imagining like whoever owns the camp kind of keeps up with everything we do, and if we get into trouble, and then it comes back to haunt us.
I like that better. Let's go with that. I think it's that. I think that's what it is. Protected property, easy access to public transportation, and understanding parents. So, what two boons would we like to pick?
Well, I don't think what I said is exactly a boon.
You
So
what
maybe
you
not.
said isn't really, but that's all right.
KP, you're muted again.
KP.
Don't know why we can't hear them.
There we go.
There
Now
we
we should be
go.
able to. Stupid button. Sorry about that. I was just saying, once again, understanding parents would be nice, I think.
I think that's a nice one.
That's a good
Yeah, with
point.
all the shenanigans that is probably going to be happening.
Yeah, that's valid.
Okay, so we're going to have understanding parents, and we get to keep one more from that list.
My vote's always gonna go for cat. It's not useful in any way,
Yeah.
but I do love cats.
I love
That's what I
it.
want. I just feel like it's not
Mhm.
going to help us, but I want a cat.
I don't
That would be
care
nice.
if it's not going to help us. We need a cat. Now,
You need a kitty.
now just wait while I draw a cat.
Yay!
Now, what do we name the cat?
That's
Oh,
important.
boy.
You're right. I think the cat should have whatever name. Like, it doesn't have one name. It like every time you see it, it tells you its name.
Oh,
Oh.
I like that.
The way
Yeah,
that stray cats are. Like, you don't know their name, but like you know that it has a name.
right. Okay, so this is our camp cat, the nameless cat. Great. All right, so each player gets to detail one of these things. You could pick from this list on the next page. Where the fire pit used to be, where the frogs used to sing, where the fairy houses used to be built, where the path used to go, where you used to sneak away to watch the sunrise, where you realized you weren't straight, where the oldest cabins are, where the witch was spotted, where kids had kissed when you were young, where you confessed your childhood crush, and where the great battles of youth took place.
Battles of Youth, huh?
Torn between a couple of these.
They're all so great. That's why. I just for funsies, I'm gonna pick that the fairy houses used to be. I'm gonna say that the fairy houses used to be up here in this little corner. Fairies used to be here. There. And everyone gets to pick one.
These are some nice but tough questions.
I know. It really
Is
is
anyone
like
else strongly attached to frogs?
Go
what?
ahead.
I wanted to make sure no one else wanted to do the frog one before I picked it.
Go for it. You want where do they used to sing?
The frogs used to sing right outside the eastern wall of the bunks. So to the east of the bunks.
Yes. Okay. Hang on. I know what
Right.
east is. I know that.
I sorry.
No, I definitely know. And I didn't have to
know my
think
right
about
from
it in my
left.
head at all.
I'll say I realized I wasn't straight.
Congratulations.
In the stargazing field.
Okay.
Lying out looking at the stars one night with a friend.
Oh.
Yes. Okay, and I will just put you're not straight as the message there. Did everyone pick one for that?
No, I think
No, KP, you didn't. Okay.
I was gonna go with the oldest cabins one, but it says I was thinking it said the oldest cabins used to be. I had a fun one for that, but it says where they are.
Yeah.
You know what? It's still gonna be fun.
Okay.
I'm saying it's close to the marsh. Where the oldest cabins are near the marsh with the mosquitoes. And what I wanted to say with that, if it was used to be, and maybe we could still sneak it in,
We
is that
could, yeah.
I was going to say that marsh actually always wasn't there. It's been slowly creeping in over time, encroaching closer and closer. But no one knows why.
Okay, so the old cabins were there. All right, and then we have to pick as a group what happened last time. So basically the premise of this game is that we are the camp counselors, the senior staff of the camp counselors at this eldritch camp, presumably, where known creepy things occur every single summer, and yet we keep coming back for more trauma. So what happened last time to us to end the summer camp experience? Either half the camp danced into the lake and woke up freezing, flayed animals roamed the woods, one of our friends died, the cops showed up and shut everything down, each one of us got a scar in the same place on all of our faces, or no one remembers because it has been too long.
Oh, they're all so good.
I know. I know, it's really hard.
I think I'm
I
definitely
The
leaning a
first
lot
one
more
that
into that
comes to
horror.
mind is that nobody remembers, but not necessarily because it's been too long. It was just like a year or two ago, but we can't remember and we don't know why.
I like that spin on it a lot.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
for me it's either that one or the identical scars on the faces is always like a is very creepy to me.
Yeah.
Interesting one.
We could do both.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why
We
not mix
can
them
literally
together?
do both. We don't remember, but we all have matching scars. Good.
We don't know how we got there, or why it's there, or how
Excellent.
it happened.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so just we're not going to spend too much time on character creation because we did a bulk of it, but I do want everybody to see how fun this is. So, Cal, who I'm playing, is going to be the athlete archetype. Um, he has a sturdy name, a name that could be used as a battering ram. I think Cal. I think you can use that as a battering ram. He has piercing eyes and a tank of a body. He is a sports dyke, is his gender. And his childhood fear um, is a doll that can control you. It is also my fear, just in case anyone is
No.
wondering.
No.
Mine.
It's also that
No.
we have the same fear. One. He has an X-Acto knife on him to fit his aesthetic. That has his name carved into it. I am going to ask two questions to the other players that don't have to be answered right now, but that could be answered as we're playing, which is how did you perceive me when you saw me at my most vulnerable? And do I take care of you? I have all my moves are strong moves, so I spend a token to get out of harm's way, perform a physical feat, reveal my true feelings, and things like that. Weak moves is to kill someone, misinterpret someone's actions, or reject a moment where I could open up and instead bottle my feelings. So
Healthy.
yes. And anytime someone respects me, they get an extra token. So just putting that out there. All right. And I say let's go around and everyone do that. Pierce, tell us about Pierce.
Pierce is the orchid, and they have a name that the strangeness gave them. They have knowing eyes and a tired body. Their gender is disobedient. And Pierce has two gifts: renewal in decay and a haunting mist. Uh, he has they have two terrors and fascinations: emerging from darkness and always watching. Two of their histories and hauntings are gunshots and dysphoric bodies. They used to love candy from the candy store. My two questions are: why did we fall out of touch when we were younger? And why don't you trust me? What are my other things? When my lure is, if someone asks me to use one of my gifts, they gain a token. My strong moves are get out of harm's way, listen unnoticed, do what needs to be done, silence someone. My weak moves are invite the lindworm to act upon the group, confess something and seek forgiveness, temporarily lose control, make a promise I cannot keep, and break or lose something others depend on.
All right. Okay, so I'm playing Arvind. Full name is Arvind Sharma. Sorry, not Arvind. That was my other character. Aditya. No, you're right. I have another Saturday game that usually happens, but it's on hiatus for a couple weeks. But it's exactly this time, and my mind just went all over the place. No, sorry about that. And they both start with an A, so there we go. So my character's name is Aditya Sharma, and he. Let me go back to. He's the lifeguard of the group. So he has a honest name, described as warm-eyed with a stocky body. Their gender is lighthouse in the dark, or lighthouse in the darkness. And my childhood fears is a current too fast to outswim. An outside relationship that I value is my little brother who really misses me. What keeps me coming back here to work here again and again each year is the kids, because I understand that I could help them. And then my two questions that I want to ask the players is, how did I save you from a metaphorical drowning? And are you still in love with me?
You're so powerful, KP.
I hope I use it correctly. This will be fun though. And then my lore is every time someone asks me for my help to stay afloat, they gain a token. Now the question there I have is, when they say afloat, is it physically, or because of my previous question about metaphorically saving you? Does that mean staying afloat metaphorically, or emotionally?
I think it is definitely implied that it is not just a literal afloat. I think that definitely if you're keeping someone from a metaphorical drowning, they absolutely get that.
There you go then. Perfect. I can use I have 3 moves, right? I can do the strong move, the regular move, and weak moves, or do I choose which one? I had a question about that.
Yes. So all of those moves are available to you. Instead of, like, say, rolling dice in this game, we have a limited amount of tokens to spend to use moves. So if you're going to do one of your strong moves, so your powerful moves, the stuff you're good at, you're spending a token. But every time you do something kind of antithetical to your archetype, you gain one back. So you get them back by engaging in those weaker moments, and then you can spend them again on the strong moments.
Got it. Okay, so my strong moves are get out of harm's way, keep pushing forward even as everything tries to stop you, get someone breathing again even if they shouldn't be able to. Oh boy. Reinterpret the Lindworm's play in a way that directs the move at you. Oh boy. And then there are a couple asks here that I can do, like, how can my character help heal you? Help yours heal. Why is your character holding themselves back? Ooh, I like that. And then regular moves, I take action, leaving yourself vulnerable, shoulder a burden, share genuine emotions with another, provide useful advice, tend to someone's wounds.
Nice.
And so, like, the ask would be to say, how is your character hurting? And then my weak moves is invite the Lindworm to act upon the group, lose your temper at someone and ruin that friendship, give up at the worst possible moment, or botch a rescue in a potentially lethal way. Oh boy.
Ooh. Okay. And Kestrel?
No pressure.
Okay, I am playing Celeste. I got my pages out of order here. Okay, had to get back to my questions. I chose a name good for a small bird, which I had picked the name and then I saw those and it's like, oh, that's perfect. Sounds like a good name for a bird. My look is watchful eyes and the body of someone who wants to love being alive. Gender is social justice cleric. The campers listen because I pay attention to the quiet ones. My favorite activity is building fairy houses. I almost left because I need to start my life. Kind of my thought there on her backstory is she's been here a few years. She loves taking care of the kids, but she's also gotten some pressure from family and the outside world that like she's supposed to be doing something with her life, and she feels torn, like she's supposed to figure out what that is, but she wants to stay too. Let's see. Ask 2 total to other players. It gives me 3 questions, so just pick 2 of the 3 that I want to ask.
Yeah.
How do we get each other in a way that other people don't? And what can't we resolve within our friendship? My lure is every time someone engages with a camper as a fully realized character, they get a token.
Oh,
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
that's nice.
potentially really cool.
interesting one. Yeah. My strong moves are get out of harm's way, help a camper make a vital life choice, take action and succeed on a camper's advice, reinterpret the Lindworm's play in a way that protects the campers. My regular moves are take action, leaving yourself vulnerable, ask a camper to do something you can't, leaving them vulnerable, look to the campers for guidance. And my weak moves are invite the Lindworm to act upon the group, lead the camp astray, lie to a camper, they can tell it's a lie, act in a way that upsets and spoils the heart of the camp, or tell a camper the harsh truth in a way that hurts them. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we have our characters. We have the basic premise here. What's next is, because we are not doing a campaign, we're doing a one shot. We're gonna pick one of the one shot prompts that are like located in the game and use that as a jumping off point to go into it. So we all have 2 tokens to start, and then you can gain them, like we said before, by using your weak traits to gain them back, or to gain more of them. So one-shot props, if anyone's looking, it's on page 79. I don't know if anyone wants to help me pick one. I know I have a favorite. But yeah. Let me know if anybody sees one that they like, and then we can jump in.
I'm down with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah?
If there's one you really want to do, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think a really good one is that all of us, for camp counselors, while, say, the campers are engaging in some sort of autopilot-y thing over at the bunks, maybe they are having a nap or something like that, we go for a little stroll to sneak a cigarette or something that camp counselors do, and we discover that there is a body floating in the lake.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good starting point. So we begin at the lake, if you need to refer to the glorious map that we've presented.
It's beautiful. Oh man. Is that Is that a body?
It might be.
Oh my god.
Mm, yes. I can't tell you
Immediately,
what kind yet, but yes.
It's
Yeah, don't. I don't think they're out for a swim.
immediately, like before anybody ever finishes anything, Aditya goes into lifeguard mode and just like starts like sprinting. As he's sprinting, like you see him like taking off his shirt and
yes.
just get it, and then just like you
Yes.
see him swan dive into the lake, and just starts like doing breaststrokes. I don't even know what the appropriate strokes are, whatever strokes, cool strokes that a lifeguard knows, and just like swims to the body, and then starts like once he gets there, grabs and then starts pulling them back towards the back to shore.
Oh goodness. Okay. Um
Uh-oh.
yeah, that's we don't I mean you don't need to it's whoever it is probably dead.
I mean, we shouldn't leave it in the water, though. That sounds not good.
I mean,
Well,
by this point, am I assuming that I'm back? Is that
yeah, yeah. You're pretty athletic. You bring it right back.
Okay. I mean, we can't just leave him out there. But where in the world? You, like, can I turn the body over? And as I turn over, is there any features or like can I tell
This
what
is
they look like?
you tell us what you see.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Aditya turns them over and sees fairly young-looking person. Not, I mean, definitely not like an old, like a an adult, but something about them makes them feel older than they should. It could. I'm no one's. It's not sure if it's just because of decay or whether it's just because the body's stiff, but it feels like there's something off about them. Uh, they have short brown hair, um, fairly pale skin, but once again, not sure if that's because it's a dead body or if it's originally they were that pale. But um,
Yeah.
you see their eyes are closed, and Aditya goes over and just to be sure, puts two fingers against the neck, just to be sure that there's no pulse at all. Do they feel a pulse?
No, this is absolutely a dead body.
Okay. Uh, yeah, that's dead. Should we call the cops?
No.
No. I'm sorry. Do you
Yeah, but
not
dead.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe where do you think it came from?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean,
well,
should we check the roster? Maybe check for the make
ooh,
sure.
we don't really need to check the roster though. What if this poor unfortunate soul, may they rest very peacefully. I hope that they're doing fine wherever they are. Just, you know, was there for a reason. And I'm just saying that maybe it's not up to us to bring that out here and onto the shore, and maybe we put it back in the lake. Maybe we could put it back.
Maybe not in the lake, though, because, like, dead bodies are not sanitary. We could put it somewhere else.
Yeah, is there anybody we could tell about this that maybe wouldn't be the cops?
Well,
Anybody that might know who this could be without getting, too much trouble involved?
uh uh no. I think, you know what, we're the leaders here. We're the senior camp counselors, and I think that that makes us better than the cops. I think that we're more efficient
Oh, yeah.
in dealing
That's
with
not even a question.
the issues at this camp. We know this camp.
Yeah.
The cops don't know this camp. I don't think that we can personally trust that they'll do the right thing. And what I feel the right thing is for us to ignore that this has happened.
But what happens? I mean, and I'm gonna go look and search them while they're talking, just to see if there's any wounds or any sort of physical hurt or damage or like
Yeah, do
something
you
that.
see anything?
Oh, so it's still up to me.
Yeah,
Oh,
everything's up to you. This is GM list. I
oh
am
yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'm so used to asking.
I know.
Wow, this is my first time. Okay. As you know, Aditya, while they're discussing this, he kind of is looking through at them, and he notices, like as they're feeling, he sees a dark blotch. First, it's not really apparent because they're wearing a red shirt and they're wet, so it didn't feel like there was anything there. But part of the shirt wet that looks a little extra red, and as he lifts the shirt up a little bit, right across the stomach, there's one long gash, as if though it was slit open, but at the same time hastily stitched up. Very poorly at that too. It's not even like it's not even like it looks more fresh and poorly done. So you know, it wasn't meant to like close it. It was just meant to like keep it from continuously spilling out. And clearly, it was done by someone. It wasn't. This wasn't, you know, a natural death. And immediately as he sees that, the Aditya just goes, just look at this. I mean, if we ignore this, I mean, what caused this? Are we at risk? Is our camp at risk? Are the kids at risk? We need to do something more than just to toss the body back. Surely.
But what if, I mean, okay, somebody clearly did this.
Mm-hmm.
Or
We don't know
something.
who or something. If it's someone and they know it's been discovered, what if we're at greater risk?
True, but the thing is, we won't know that until we at least try a little investigation. Are we just gonna? Do we just want to sit around and keep wondering and keep fearing that something is out there?
I mean, I think we should look for it. There's 4 of us and 1 of it, right?
But let's
We
hide the body.
hope. I mean, that's that.
Yeah.
We hope for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
maybe
true.
we should hide the body and then investigate.
I
Because
love that,
if we
Celeste.
bring the body out and tell people that's done, we can always
Yeah.
bring it out later. But if we tell people, then we can't go back.
Can I use one of my gifts?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do the regular move thing, which is to use my gift with an unexpected consequence. But one of my gifts is called Renewal in Decay. If we're deciding to hide the body, if we go somewhere maybe with some trees and some moss and some mushrooms, I can delicately place the body and let nature sort of overtake it so it can't be seen anymore, and things can grow out of it. And then if we need it later, we can come back and get it.
All right. Well, I love that. I love it. I love the energy of your plan, Pierce. I love the spirit of your plan. My one question is, where are we going to conceal said body? Because the places where nature is most likely to help us conceal them, I think, are the big old tree down by the murder path or the mosquito jacuzzi down by the swamp. So I'm wondering, just where are we headed so I can prepare myself for that.
I think Murder Path's a little too on the nose.
Yeah. I do agree, but unfortunately that does mean we are going to the mosquito jacuzzi. But that's all right. That's all right.
I mean, I get covered in mosquitoes anytime I go that direction. So I mean, it's gonna be kind of obvious if I go there and I come back covered.
Pierce like looks over at you and like sighs and shrugs off their studded leather jacket and like holds it out. It's like, I don't think they can get through that. Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
They're wearing like 4
The
layers
arms-
of clothing.
So my arms are always the worst, just all over, bumps and bright red for days, so that helps.
Pierce,
But yeah.
it is 90 degrees.
Is it?
I mean, as long as you're comfortable. I'm just making sure. You feel temperature?
No, not at all, actually.
All right.
Do you want my shirt? And he just Aditya holds out his wet shirt, and he's just like, are you sure?
Maybe you should put that back on to protect yourself.
Yeah, we all have to go there.
A bug spray.
That is more, yes, that I forget sometimes that's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't do much good for me. They just bite me through it. So if that works for you, that's great.
I mean, it says on the bottle that should work. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it says, but yeah.
And then you just see him, Aditya just look at the bottle and then just starts spraying himself, like almost trying to douse himself in it just to be sure.
I think we can do this. We can totally do this. Does anybody not want to do this?
I mean, immediately Aditya raises his hand. He's like,
because what I was going to suggest is, like, maybe we could split off and, we could handle the mosquitoes and somebody else could go back and make sure that the kids don't come anywhere near this lake or the campfire for at least the next day or so.
but we were supposed to have this sing-along night tomorrow. Okay, I'll go check it out. I mean, I'll go make sure that no one comes here.
Well, not alone. Don't go alone. I
mean, are you guys okay carrying? I mean, I guess it's not a heavy body, and looking at the body, it's definitely a tiny, like a smaller person. So, yeah, so like 4'11", maybe like 4'10" ish.
Real small.
Yeah.
Not like I said, they don't look like a kid. It was definitely like someone older, but not like old.
Yeah, like a junior camp counselor or something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Pierce just kind of like taps their cane and is like, as long as someone else can do the carrying.
I mean, I can help. They're at least shorter than I am, so most people aren't.
I'm all right. I got this. It's gonna be fine.
Do Cal's biceps have names?
Cal's biceps. So Cal's biceps are definitely there. They're not like he does that thing. It's not like super impressive, but they're there. Like nobody's gonna pass out, but they're absolutely visible and they're there. But yeah, I mean he is an athlete technically. So so yeah, you get the reasonable idea that he can carry a human. So
maybe Pierce, would you instead want to come with me then, since Cal and Celeste seem to have it?
Oh, I need to make the mushrooms grow on the body though.
Oh,
yeah,
right. All right then. I could then go ahead. I'm sure I can hold them off. And you can see, like, Aditya has like a pretty stocky body. He's pretty, like, especially as a
Totally, but you shouldn't go alone. Yeah. All right. So either we all go or we split 2 and 2. It's up to the group.
Yeah.
But I don't want one person on their own. This camp, that means, I'm sorry, but that means murder. That's not.
That means this.
That means this. This is what happens when you go somewhere alone here. I am pretty sure.
At that, Aditya just goes, "How are we still open?"
Well,
Mm,
I feel like I remember someone trying to close us down in 2016 or something.
yeah, about then.
Yeah, but I don't know. The case just never got open. I think someone came down with an illness in the middle of the hearing.
Yeah,
I
I
just, meh.
I think they had to replace a couple jurors too, and they just stopped caring.
Oh boy. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and there seems to be a shortage in decent camps anyway these days, so
Oh
probably
wow. I didn't
just,
realize
by
shortaging.
default, we're still here.
right, exactly. Because we're the only good camp left.
The
How much worse is
That's why.
a camp than
we
the
have
one that murders people?
we
Yes.
have a monopoly on the camp economy. We've eaten
I
every
mean,
other camp.
all camps have their rumors and stories. A few kids go home talking about creepy people in the woods. That's just normal.
That's normal, exactly. Also, holy cow, what is our camp called? I forgot because
Do
we
we?
didn't
I
pick
forget.
one.
It's been
Yeah.
kind of a weird year. I don't remember everything that happened.
Oh man. Maybe our camp is also part of the thing we can't remember. So, yeah, our camp. Yeah, our camp.
Our camp, that's what it's
Our
called.
camp, our camp.
Yeah.
Our camp.
And only because by default that's
I'm
all we can
leaving that
say.
typo.
Wait, what does it say?
Our
Our
camp, but it just has like
first two letters in
the
capital in each
a
word.
weird. This is our camp. Okay,
All
great.
it needs is that
Oh,
Lovecraftian text instead,
Yes,
where it's
maybe
just like a waterfall of like just
maybe it stands for
cursed
something, but we
language.
can't remember it.
yes,
Ooh.
exactly, exactly. It's on purpose.
Welcome to the
Uh,
Twilight Zone, everybody.
all right, so we're gonna make our way out of the lake area, and we're gonna go towards the swamp area. I don't know if the swamp has its own page here. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go towards the swamp. As soon as we get over there, I'm assuming that it is
Bad.
darker somehow. Even though there's no trees covering anything, it just like gets darker. There are mosquitoes. I mean, it's literally like over the surface of the swamp, just whole clouds of them buzzing around.
You think it's waves, but it's actually mosquitoes.
Exactly, like that much. Um, Pierce, so how exactly does this work?
Uh, well, we're gonna find somewhere that's not very visible, and I'm gonna see if I can get just enough of this. And they point to the surrounding like swamp nastiness. We're gonna see if this wants to take back what belongs to it.
Nice.
And once they find a place, Pierce sort of like kneels down next to the body, and like Pierce is wearing all black clothing, and they always are. But like there's something a little weird in the way that light falls around Pierce, and it seems to be like darker around them while they're doing this. And like the sort of undergrowth and moss sort of starts to like creep over the body, and new like life sprouts out of it. But as this is happening, like Pierce is very focused and doesn't realize like what's going on, and some of the new overgrowth like grows up their arm as well, because they're so focused, and they're kind of like trying to pull themselves out of it afterwards.
Uh, yeah, Cal will kind of be hovering nearby, like the entire process of that. Like looking a little hesitant to be that close to all those mosquitoes, but stiff upper lipping it a little, to be nearby.
Celeste is just kind of eagerly watching everything you do because she loves the idea of magic and totally believes there is magic. We just have to find it and figure out how to use it. And she's just so into seeing that this is actually real and happening in front of her.
Aditya is just still contemplating how we've become all so jaded about everything. Like, we're just like, when did we get to the point where this became normal? Like, even to himself, like, this is just like another day at camp kind of a feeling. So he's just like, how did we get here? But he can't remember how we got here. We don't know, but he just knows another year at camp, huh?
But yeah, and then the consequence being that right now as they pull back from they're like, that's covered enough, and they go to pull back, they're not able to. They're like stuck. They have been sort of woven into this like massive reeds, and they need to pull themselves out.
Cal will jump in there. X-Acto knife. Slide the X-Acto knife out. Diving in is going to cut what I'm assuming are vines. Are they vines?
Yeah, like vines.
And start cutting furiously at vines, chopping at them, and just like very, very proud of this Home Depot purchase as he slices through these, but he will be like, go, like shove you out of the way, like really idiotically leaving himself like in the same vines that he just like push you out of. It's like, get out of here.
Or are they just latching onto anybody nearby?
I think right now, because they're still like growing, yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, Aditya comes over and seeing that Pierce is safe, goes and notices that Cal is now kind of stuck. He's like, all right, sorry for touching you, and then like kind of grabs him by the waist and just starts like tugging back. And wait, is that the arm with the X-Acto knife in the vines, or is that still free to be used?
The X-Acto knife can never be captured. It's the X-Acto knife is
magical.
It's been through so much more than you could even imagine. He's like, it's like when a drunk girl like falls down a flight of stairs and her beer is still upright, like when she gets up. Yeah. Like Cal is being dragged into a swamp by with the X-Acto knife up in the air.
Someone grab the knife. Maybe we should use that. Or not. Like, how hard is it pulling? Like, can I like notice like when Aditya is pulling, does it like, are the vines so tight that I notice that your arm is being do I notice it being freed up, or is it still like being dragged in? And at this point, it looks like I'm pulling you one way and your arm is being pulled the other way.
I think once you get in there and actually start pulling, it's not actually like a fight. These aren't like the vines from Jumanji. They're not like, we're not in a tug of war. I think it's just basically like, once you step in and there's just another pair of muscles, we get out of there.
Okay, yeah, cool. So yeah, Aditya helps pull back, and considering both of us are the bigger of the two here, that I'm hoping the added strength together gets us out of there.
Celeste is standing and watching, and the camp cat comes walking up next to her. And I imagine it's a cat that, like it tells you its name and it's different every time, it also looks a little different every time you see it. But somehow you have this innate feeling that it is the same cat. It's just always a little different. And right now it is very, very dark gray, almost black, depending on how you look at it, and its name is Shade. And she scoops it up and holds it and kind of whispers to it. feels like it's trying to tell her something. She's not really sure what.
Hey, Sebastian. Wait, are you still Sebastian? Or are you? Oh, you're Shade now. Okay, I like your new coat. It's nice.
Yeah, we match now.
You okay, Cal?
Yeah.
Thanks, by the
Yeah.
way, for
Fine.
getting me out of there.
Oh no, I actually, I didn't even want to. I just, I figured, any excuse to use the exacto. Um. Anyway, body seems to be dealt with. That seems good.
Uh, anyways, marshmallows? Anybody?
Yeah.
Marshmallows. Yeah, I mean we are close to the campfire.
Well,
Figured.
but
After all that,
but we
kind of
don't
have
want to
it.
attract attention. We don't want the kids to come
And they do
for
love
marshmallows.
s'mores. Yeah. So
You start
they
the
may
fire,
come
they will
here.
come running.
We could
Okay.
eat cold marshmallows back in the cabin.
I mean, that's good.
It's not the same.
Or we could toast them in the toaster oven.
Ooh.
That works, I guess.
point.
Yeah. All right.
And then the
Still,
kids don't have to know.
you just see like Aditya just kind of wipe his on his shorts, his hand on the shorts. All right, let's go. Let's get going. As if though even though he's like, it's more of a slight annoyance at this point rather than like shock or anything. It's more just another one, and he just kind of walks off.
Wait,
How many bodies
have we done this before?
I don't know. It just feels like something like this has happened before, and I'm just.
I feel like something before.
Yeah.
It's felt like a weird sense of deja vu. I don't know. I'm just.
Well, that's
why marshmallows.
That
Really
is
deserves
a
one.
decent point. Are we going to talk about the fact that we all, have this thing?
Pierce kind of moves their hair and reveals like not only with a matching scar but like 4 or 5 others, and is like, I just kind of assumed I fell over again.
I mean, unless we fell over at the same angle on the same exact thing to get the same exact scar, probably not the same as your other scars, I think.
Probably not.
I don't know. I just at this point, this camp doesn't surprise me as much anymore. I just assumed. I mean, are we just getting? Is this like getting a matching scar, like a matching tattoo or something? Maybe I don't know what happened anymore. My mind is just on marshmallows right now.
I've gotten a matching tattoo with every girlfriend I've ever had for longer than a week. Look, and like pulls up his sleeves, and like there's just a ton of ridiculous. Like I know when I get a bad idea and turn it into a permanent piece of artwork. This does not seem like that. This is still a little sore if I poke it.
Yeah, me too.
Can I just say, they look like scars, but you also notice stitch marks, just like the body.
Yeah.
And out of character, what if we each suddenly have a new scar that we just now notice?
Where is it?
Celeste looks down at her arms like, I didn't. She pulls off the jacket and hands it back to Pierce, and then sees. I didn't have this before. There's a scar on my arm that was not there before.
And like Cal is showing you the tattoos from every single one of his like trysts, and there's like just a scar there that is among the tattoos.
It takes Pierce like Oh, sorry.
Pierce, go
We were
ahead.
talking. Oh, it takes Pierce like 30 seconds to get through the leather jacket that they've already put back on, the flannel they're wearing under that, the other shirt that they're wearing under that, and then like the undershirt, like one of those Under Armour undershirts that they're wearing underneath all of it, and then they finally get to their arm and they have the tattoo, the scar there too, and like they have a lot of scars, but like they know all of their scars, and this one is new and like weirdly twingy.
I just I don't remember. I mean, did we have the scar before, or did
I
we
don't.
just? I
I
mean, did we get it right after we buried that body?
I didn't. I don't think I could have had it this morning because I look at my tattoos every day. They're there. They have purpose and meaning, and I look at them every day, and I would have noticed.
I do a full body grading system in the mirror
Full
every
body
day,
scan.
and my arms are like 4 of the 57 questions I run through with myself every day, and I would have noticed this is brand new.
Cal, you've never scored lower than 10.
Thank you.
Uh,
It's the most deadpan like sentence, and they're not looking at you. They just say it.
while everybody's doing this, Aditya looks back at the swamp and he starts counting mounds and looks at his body and asks them, "Do you guys want to just quickly compare how many matching tattoos we have?"
Mounds.
That would be good because something is going on here.
Um,
How about we leave this area first?
okay.
Let's get
First.
far away from this area and then
Okay, hold on one second then. And then he turns around and he starts counting the number of mounds that are in the swamp.
okay, great.
All right.
Celeste starts to slowly walk off. Let's go to the field. That feels safe. We don't want to go back near the camp because we need to be away from everybody while we talk about this.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. And then marshmallows.
Yeah, I think we need
And
some
a big
chubby
pot of
bunny.
tea.
And we're going to the main field in the center, right?
I was thinking
Or do you mean the not
stargazing
straight?
field because that's where she would feel the most
Okay.
comfortable.
Got it.
Okay. Along the way, Aditya is like looking at his body and kind of just like checking everywhere and just like trying to find at this point. And you can see him like counting other scars that seem to be on his body that he never remembered getting. Yeah. Then I guess when we reach there, I'm going to go. He just suddenly yells, 12.
12.
That's the number of scars I have on me that I don't remember having before. I mean, I remember this one. This one was the one where I was running after my brother. We were playing tag, and I tripped over that log, and one of the pieces, one of the branches, kind of was sharp and jagged, and kind of that's where this one came. And then this one was here when I was trying to swim it, and it turns out I was in a rapids. It turned into a rapids, and I got hit by a rock. But those are the only scars I know of. I mean, there's one here that came. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that one. But the rest of them, it's just we're not going to talk about that one. But the rest of them, I don't remember, and that's 12.
12 total or 12 you don't remember?
12 I don't remember.
Are you counting the one on your face?
The one that we all have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. This one, the one we just got. I want to know, do you guys have the other ones that you don't remember? And he kind of points to various parts of the body. And I'm hoping that means that we all have those 12 matching scars.
I think Pierce, just from the cursory look that we got, maybe has more,
Right. But
possibly. But looking, we definitely have more in common than we initially realized.
because
Yeah.
if that's looking at this, there were 12 mounds, including the one that we just made today. Well, I mean, one of them, or the one that were further away, were a lot less prominent and a lot more overgrowth on it. But did we did we bury 12 bodies so far? I
I
don't remember.
Surely we'd remember like that. Like that's a lot to forget, right?
I mean,
I'm
I don't remember getting a scar like this. I mean, I would have remembered a big scar like this on my arm and all the other ones I've gotten. I mean, like I said, I remember the other ones, and one of this is happened when I was 7 years old. That was 15 years ago, and I still remember that one. And how do I not remember the rest of them?
yeah, I have one on my finger. I remember cutting when I was a kid. I remember exactly how I did it. I poked it with the scissors, but I can't remember all these other scars. There's some I feel like I almost remember, like I should remember, but I can't. I don't know about you guys, but I can't remember last summer. A whole summer that's
Same.
just blocked. It feels like it's, you know, when something's on the tip of your tongue and you can't quite get it. That's how it feels. It's like it's almost there, but I
Do
can't
you,
quite get to it.
do you
So,
remember how many summers we've been here too? Because I can't remember.
well, around now, we
Too
probably
long.
like get to the field and like it's like a very different atmosphere over here than by the mosquito swamp, obviously. But in like, it's very bright, it's very dewy, it's very like quiet and serene over here. Um, I am gonna just take a sit and like while this conversation is still going on and kind of just sit in that
If
peacefulness.
there is a place to sit not on the ground, Pierce will sit. But it's essentially impossible for Pierce to sit on the ground and then get back up. So
I'm
if there are
sure
logs,
there might be like a tree stump or something that is around in this field.
yeah, they'll sit down on that then with like a little like hiss and crack their neck and like just keep their cane beside them, but they're sitting on the stump.
I remember that stump is from a tree that was here a few years ago. It was my favorite climbing tree, and it had flowers in it every spring. But then I think I think there were some beetles or something, and they had to cut it down. And I remember being really sad about it. But
Yes.
I can't remember exactly how long ago it was, or exactly how long I've been here. 3 or 4 summers, maybe. But I don't know anymore. Does that count last summer that I don't remember?
I would
I
think
don't know.
so.
Do you really remember the other summers? Like Pierce, do you? I mean, you've been here longer than us, and I know that.
Yeah.
Do you remember the summers?
Not not clearly. Every once in a while I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I've been to this cabin before. I led a tour here." But I don't remember who I gave that tour to or why or how old I was. At one point I was a camper here and I don't remember that at all.
Right. I feel like I've always been either a camper or a counselor or a lifeguard or something here, but I can't remember how far back. It just seems like most of my life. I know there was a point in my life that I wasn't at camp. I know that because, I remember my family and I remember my home, but was that was that last summer, the summer before, or
I remember being a kid and being here, and I remember this other camp counselor that was just like really cool, and I liked her a lot, and she made me want to be a counselor. She was just always there for the kids and always so kind, and she's the one that made me want to do this. But I can't remember where she went, and I can't remember how I went from being a camper to a counselor and how long ago it was.
Yeah,
do
and
you,
I know when I started, there were other senior counselors because I'm a little bit older, but I don't know why any of them stopped coming here. I don't remember any of their names, and we were friends when they were still here.
do you all remember any of the kids here now? Like, I feel like I remember them when I talked to them, but now I'm blanking on their names, and that's usually not normal for me. Normally I feel like I remember their names at least, but
Well,
I can't remember which kid's name is what right now.
you
I
will
feel like it's
when you
getting
see them.
harder. I feel like it's getting harder to remember. I don't remember when it was, but I think the first year, one of the things I remember is that I knew all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I I would find the ones that needed help and the ones that thought they were tough but actually needed more care and attention than the others. But
Yeah.
even though I could remember every detail that I knew about them that year, it's gotten harder and I can't remember anything when I'm away from them now.
Pierce,
Hmm.
I mean, you remember the kids. We remember the kids when we see them, right? We
Yeah.
remember the offices when we walk into them. And when we put a hypothetical body into a hypothetical swamp, we remember that that's something that's happened before. It's when it's not in front of us, we don't remember it. And Pierce, I kind of maybe always remember it. Not always, but a lot because when we're here, you're here, and when I'm around you, I remember what's happened. You don't
Wait,
remember, like, why we stopped talking?
Uh, I mean, not not really. I have vague parts of it. Like I remember we were out listening to the frogs, but I don't know where that was. And
Yeah, yeah. Well,
do you wait? Do you remember?
yeah. And look, I don't, want to harsh the mellow of this field or anything, but
Eh.
I had just signed up. I was a junior counselor at the time, and I was real excited, for the scholarships and stuff. But we were like BFFs. And then you told me to come hang out with the frogs, which you know how I feel about frogs. It was awesome. I was obviously going to go. We go and we chill out with the frogs. And then, like, this shadowy thing just takes over the entire camp in our absence. And we came back to, like, everybody being possessed and tearing apart the camp, and it was mass hysteria. I'm pretty sure we had to sacrifice some animals, uh, and and then it was over. But like,
At that point, Aditya like looks at. I'm assuming Shadow, not Shadow. What was the name? That Smoke, or what was the name that he?
Shade.
Shade. Shade. I look at Shade and goes, "Yeah, sorry about that year."
Celeste just kind of holds it tighter, and then he kind of squirms away and stalks off.
Look, it was no hard feelings. Oh, come on. Wait, why did I just remember that?
And
But-
Celeste carries a messenger bag that looks like the flap over it is shaped like a leaf with embroidery on it, and she carries it all the time. And she opens it and pulls out a notebook and a pen. She's like, "Okay, look, I'm gonna write this down so we'll remember." She opens the notebook and she flips through a couple of pages, and there's a page that says "Body in the Swamp." And she stares at it in shock, and she turns the page, and there's another page that says the same thing. And she finds like 3 or 4 pages that say the same thing. And she just stands there staring at it.
okay, Celeste, you're good.
I wanted to write it down so we'd remember. But page after page says the same thing. It already says "Body in the Swamp." We've done this before.
Okay, so
I knew it.
don't write "body in the swamp." Write something different so that the next time you're looking at this page, it tells you more. Write something more descriptive.
Why is this happening? She's like starts writing furiously. Why don't we remember? Why did this happen before? This is my handwriting. I wrote it. It's here. I don't remember any of it. But we have the scars.
Okay, right. But we only lose our memory of everything that happened after camp is over, right? So what if we went on the offensive while we know sort of what's going on?
Well, we've
What do you suggest?
12 scars, 12 mounds in the swamp. Has this happened 12 times? Have we been here 12 summers? Or does it happen over and over every summer?
Pierce has been thinking about what Cal was talking about and sort of really trying to do their best to like remember, and like something kind of like drops in their face for a second, and they're like, when we got back to the camp, the one of the other counselors was rounding up the children, and they needed and said they needed to bring them to someone, but they wouldn't tell us who.
Well, I remember something. That shadow creature. That creature causes whatever other chaos that happens. The animals getting possessed, kids trying to do sacrifices in the woods, whatever else is happening, that thing sparks it. It might, for all we know, fuel this whole camp. It might be scarring us when we deposit the dead bodies. It might be, for all we know, check marks on a little list, like, got another one today. And I think that maybe if we confront it, That
Do you think
might
we can
be
get
it.
all our memories back? Do you think
Maybe.
if we
Maybe.
beat it, we'll remember?
I'm almost more scared of that happening.
Yeah.
I
Good
remember
point.
what's happened before. That we can't even remember.
Excellent point.
Um, what about if we all leave though? What about the kids? I mean, wouldn't they be left alone?
We can't just leave the kids.
No. But them being here is already dangerous enough, which we know.
So I guess, like you said, maybe that you're right. Just take it on the offensive, and before anything happens to them, hope. I mean, there's four of us. One, hopefully, one of it. If it's focused on us, then yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, I think that would be the best way to protect the rest of them, is to draw the focus towards us. But I feel such a strong sense of deja vu.
Yeah.
And then Aditya just like smacks himself like this and he goes, "Nope, no, can't think like that. All right, gotta try." You just seem like kind of get it, this determined, like we can do this sort of a look.
Okay. All right. Before we confront this thing, how do we make sure that the campers are far away from wherever we do it and distracted?
First off, how do we find it? If we know where it's supposed to be at or where we can think we can find it, we could probably hopefully move the kids in the opposite direction.
Yeah. I think I can do that.
Haunted sleepover in the old cabins.
They will
I'm gonna
get a
stock
kick
up on.
out of that.
Yeah.
Movie night?
A movie night that's maybe less
Yeah.
spooky.
That
Maybe.
could buy us, give them some popcorn and candy and a movie, and that'll buy us a couple of hours.
I feel like, yeah, that's good. Or we can do like a movie marathon night, so we can maybe buy lore. Anybody have the extended edition of Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Oh yeah, always.
No.
Maybe.
I never leave that home.
Definitely not. Well, all right. Let's go and get to the campers.
Okay. And then marshmallows, and then go, because I'm not.
We could
I'll make
we
a
could
pot of tea and take tea
could
to
make-
go.
we could have all the kids challenge each other to a game of Chubby Bunny, and by the time we get back, they'll still be sticking marshmallows in their mouths.
Oh my God. Great idea. I used to love that game.
The problem with that is some kids don't know when to stop, and I wouldn't want anybody to choke while we're away.
That is
That
true.
wouldn't
We
be
are
it.
leaving them
Yeah.
without supervision.
We've got to. Wait a minute. Do we have any junior counselors?
Yes, but I'm a little worried as junior counselors seem to be piling up in the marsh. So
That's true. Good point. If we had a stable number, we probably don't have a stable number anymore.
And I mean, I don't know. I've watched some of the junior counselors, and some of them are very good at what they do. But there are a few that might have been promoted to junior counselors a little early, and are probably going to be sticking even more marshmallows in their mouths than the kids did. So, you
Movie
know,
marathon is- I have faith they can put some movies on, probably.
they know how to do that.
Pierce sighs and reapplies their lipstick before heading back to the cabin.
yep, good idea. Let's look like our normal selves, like nothing is wrong. We're gonna walk in there like we are leaders of this camp.
Okay, while we're in this transitional state here, can we take like 5-minute break?
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Everybody go take a stretch, go grab a drink. We'll come back confronting the counselors. Okay. Woohoo! All right, we are back. Thanks everyone for allowing us to take a little break there. When we left off, we had all realized that this set of events, including burying a mysterious body in a swamp, has happened before. We all share a alarming number of similar scars. And we are about to set off on a plan to distract the children for long enough for us to confront the being we think is responsible for this. So on our way to the back towards the bunks where the children were napping, where we last left them off, would anybody got anything to say before we get there?
Nothing much.
Nope. Okay.
I think he's just focused, and you hear him like humming to himself as he's walking kind of confidently forward. Now that he has a goal, or at least an idea of what we're doing next.
Okay, got it. Well, in that case, we are gonna get back to the campers. So when we arrive at the bunks, the campers are definitely not asleep. They are causing quite a ruckus inside of the bunk. And as we walk in, there's a group of kind of just screeching critters. There is a jar worm, a above eagle, a below butterfly, a vacant lion, a full cicada, and an in-between robin. And they are all just screeching at the top of their lungs.
Lion like lion, or lion like a mountain lion?
Like a... I don't know what you said, what you were doing when you said that. Lion...
Like a lion with a mane, like an animal you'd find in a zoo, or a mountain lion, like a puma or a wildcat?
Like a lion. But these are the campers. Yes.
Understandable.
So they're screeching and hollering and making a lot of noise, but no violence seems to be happening right now. These are just the campers.
Okay.
Celeste just claps her hands. Hey, everybody. Guess what? Movie night.
I think that they all just like pipe down. Like the butterfly like just stops fluttering about.
You can practice your roars later. Come on, settle down.
Very intimidating. I'm really impressed.
Yeah. That's very impressive. I like how well you maintained control of that group, Celeste. So like Celeste said, movie night. You got to be good though, otherwise we'll stop the movie and we'll know if any of you are being bad. So just don't make us stop the movie, because then you won't know what happens.
Pierce like puts a hand to the side of their mouth, and like conspiratorial is like, we have 3 movies. If we're good, you can stay up late and watch all 3. But if we're not, we have to stop after 1 movie and go to bed early. And wouldn't that be boring?
So
And look,
boring.
I know some of you are really super good at your Gollum impressions. Just make sure they're not too loud so everybody can hear the movie.
That is usually a problem. That's
And yeah,
true.
y'all need to stay away from a lake like last time, okay? Just off limits.
Look,
Yeah,
shh,
and instead,
don't say that.
and
Just watch the movie and
Mhm.
and you'll have a great time. You can even have extra snacks, okay?
I'll put chocolate sauce and caramel on the popcorn.
Great. So now who agrees? Say yes in the best way that you can. And it seems like they all say yes. Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure that they all say yes.
At least one of them is like wants to go to bed early and has to be peer pressured by the others into like, no, this is a big stay up late movie night. And they're like, but I like going to bed at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
You know what? If you want, you can just lay down here and watch the movie until you fall asleep, and that's fine too.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that it's the vacant cicada that really just wants to go to bed on time.
That's me. That's my new gender, actually. Me,
Yeah.
the human.
Yeah, vacant cicada.
The gender options in this game are amazing.
I know. So the kids, all the campers, all kind of huddle in front of the screen that we set up. We put on the Lord of the Rings and let that go. And now it is time.
Whichever of the kids looks most sort of like anxious about the fact that all of their supervision is leaving them alone to watch Lord of the Rings. The only comforting tool that Pierce knows is putting one of their many layers onto someone else. That's the only real way that Pierce knows how to comfort someone.
That's valid. That's a perfectly valid way to comfort someone.
Oh,
and so once again, they will take off their coat and like wrap it as best they can, either around or near the most nervous camper, and like pat them and say, "Don't worry, nothing's gonna happen to you. Aragorn's watching."
Similarly, Aditya is going to go to one of the more like sensible campers, a little bit more of the braver side, and takes off his whistle that's on hanging on a string, and then gives him and goes, "Listen, we're not going to be very far. I trust you. I know you got this. I've seen you in the leadership segments, and I think you'll do great. But if anything happens, here's a whistle, and you go ahead and you make you blow that as hard as you can, and we'll be here, okay? But trust me, you'll be fine. You'll do great, okay?"
The leadership
Remember,
segments of this camp.
only blow the whistle if it's really, really important, so we know if you really need us.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I read The Boy Who Cried Wolf like 3 weeks ago, but you remember that story? Don't forget that story. It's really important.
We're sending a lot of simultaneous messages to these kids. Like, they're all very, very cryptic and extremely coded. And there's many of them. I
Where are
think
the junior counselors?
probably in a lake somewhere. So we may want
One of the mounds.
In the swamp.
Yeah. So I just like throw an open bag of chocolate and marshmallows into the group. And I say, all right, enjoy the movie. We'll check on you to make sure you're in bed after the trilogy's over. Bye.
8 a.m.
Celeste goes and makes
Right.
sure that it was given to a child that will actually distribute them fairly. So it's not an all-out fight the second they walk off.
Oh my
I
God.
point to the one that has the whistle now. I say, that is your new camp counselor. If I get a bad report from that camp counselor, let me tell you, I'm going to send it a letter to all your parents. I'm going to send a letter to Mickey Mouse. I'm going to tell him that you were so bad at camp, and he's going to know forever. And I'll also, what else do kids believe in? Santa Claus. Write him a letter too. I'm going to tell him about that. I'm not going to tell the Tooth Fairy because I'm nice. You don't want me to do that, but I'm just letting you know that it's on the list. I can tell fairies that you were bad, and you don't want me to do that.
If any of you leave, Minecraft Steve will know, and then you won't be able to play him in Smash.
There you go. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly. So
Here, Brian will come haunt your Minecraft world.
that's it. We
Celeste starts to join in, and then she looks really concerned about the kids. Like, wait a minute. What are we doing to them?
well, and Cal will start to leave and be like, we are trying to save their lives. So a little bit of emotional trauma in exchange for they get to leave this camp someday.
Celeste goes and puts her hand on the kid's shoulder, like, you got this. You can do this. Use it if it's really needed. But that only if you really need this, okay? I know you can do this. Now, go get a marshmallow and watch the movie.
Okay, as
Right.
soon as the walking begins on Lord of the Rings, we will also start walking, and we will leave this.
I
The
think we
bunk.
should lock the door.
Absolutely great idea. Like as soon as we close that door, I'm like, yes, lock the door.
Just make sure they can get to the bathroom.
I imagine they're like in the same
Yeah,
building.
I think they're in like the bunks right now where there's like presumably like a couple of rooms, maybe a common area. I feel
Yeah,
like
just
there's probably
The door to outside, not
just the
that
door
one.
to outside. Yeah.
We're locking them in, but they can go to all the other rooms.
Oh my.
Oh,
All right. Well, where do we want to go to summon this thing? And
What-
do we need anything first?
Uh,
I mean, I
I mean-
wanted some tea and marshmallows, but maybe we need some alcohol.
That is always a possibility. I mean, I've got my trusty Exacto. Does
that's true.
anyone else have anything? I mean, you know what?
Uh,
Pierce, do you maybe?
Pierce kind of like chuckles a little bit and then like taps his cane on the ground, and like twists it and like pulls it, and there is a full length blade inside of the cane.
what?
I won't work.
And then they slide it back, and then they tap the top of it, and the top is like carved wood, like really intricately carved wood, and they say it also serves as like a bat.
Well, great. Wonderful. I'm so glad. Anybody else got anything?
I mean, I have my flute, which I guess I could whack somebody with. I don't want to break it. I have a pocket knife. I mean,
You
I'm
said it,
not very trained in it, but I kind of know the basics.
Callie. You said it was a shadow, right? Can we get
It's
flashlights?
it did. Ooh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
think
remember. Is it being shadowy?
I
I
think
have
we should all grab a
a little
flashlight anyways.
flashlight. I mean, we should always carry one when we go out at night.
Yeah, regardless.
Okay.
I've got like a small finger rope, but it's not very much. It's just like, I don't know, 20 feet
Okay.
maybe.
Okay. We've got flashlight. We got an exacto. We've got an extremely cool concealed weapon inside a cane that I don't even want to talk about how great that is. We've got a pocket knife, some rope. What else? What else do we got?
I mean, I have my notebook and pen too, which I know isn't good for a weapon, but
But you
No,
can write these
no.
Oh,
down.
we
knows how
definitely
much
can.
we've done this before. We should
Yeah,
record everything so we know in case we forget.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Be as
I
specific
100%
as
agree.
possible.
that way we know what works and what doesn't.
And do we have a out of character? I mean, is this like modern day, like we're all carrying smartphones?
Yes. Yeah, I think this is modern
Oh,
day.
Okay, so I mean, I could use my phone and take video of whatever happens. I wonder. I mean,
Yeah.
after we do this, I should look through my photos and videos and see. Maybe I've done this
Yeah.
before,
Maybe
but I didn't
before
know
we
to
do
go look
this,
for it.
Maybe we should do that first.
like see what got us killed last time. Maybe we can
I mean, yeah,
avoid it.
that would be good because I guess we're not in a hurry. I mean, there was a body, but I mean, we don't have to rush into
body.
things either.
I mean, I've been thinking, did the body seem familiar to any of you at all? Is there something about it seemed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
know
didn't want to
how
say it.
you know how when you see someone like every day in passing, but you don't say hi? That kind of
Yeah.
familiar.
So like a junior counselor.
Probably.
Yeah, okay. I am building a
Hmm.
theory, but it is not formed yet. Um,
I mean, yeah. Hmm.
what else could we possibly need? All right, the notebook is good. The flashlight are actual weapons. Rope.
Hey, I know Shade is a very good cat, and I love it very much. And I think we should bring a cat with us, because if this thing eats animals, it might need bait, and Shade always comes back.
You
I
see him just like look at you immediately, like as if though it's sentient and understood. It just like stares at you.
Yeah.
Ross leans down and kind of scoops him up.
I
I
don't
don't want
agree with your
to be.
reasoning, but I agree that we should bring Shade.
Yeah.
He knows something. Maybe he'll be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I can't find anything that's very helpful. I found some pictures of the lake that I don't remember taking with something out in it. I think it was a body. Some pictures of the swamp with fewer mounds.
Yeah.
And some pictures between some trees. And it's kind of dark, kind of shadowy, but I don't know if it's the creature. The shadows don't look quite natural, but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Something was definitely off, and we were trying before I tried to record it. So we did something before, but I don't know what.
Mhm.
Okay. So this time, okay. The problem was we were probably panicked like we are now, but this time we know that we're forgetting things. We don't need to be hasty. You can plan ahead. So how can you have your phone where it can record everything, but you can also have your hands free?
Do
Can
we
you
have
like,
one of those? Do we have one of those like we use them backstage, but they're also for spelunking, like those headlamps that are on like headbands. Could we make a GoPro by putting a smartphone in a headband?
I I feel like this is our top priority right now and we should absolutely do it. I think that we should put off every other plan we've had and we should go make a GoPro out of a smartphone and a headband
Oh
right
my
now.
I think we
god.
have some of those lights in the supply closet.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
we can just each stick our phone behind it, and each of it
Yeah,
we should all do it because, I mean, who knows what's gonna happen?
Right.
different
Some
And
of
angles.
us may
I'm
die.
gonna write on my arm that there were 12 mounds and 12 scars, and that we're going to the woods to confront it.
Yes. Okay, great.
In case I lose my notebook, in case I lose my phone, it'll be here on my arm.
Okay, excellent. Um so we'll run to I guess somewhere probably right by the lake there's probably a supply hut with like all like the swimming equipment and all of the hiking equipment and stuff like that. And we'll pull out, this is a montage scene, we'll pull out like all of the headlight flashlights and we'll unscrew them. I hold my X-Acto knife a lot, but it's not necessary in this case, so I'm just kind of like anticipating it, and it's disappointing. But we're able to kind of like rig the positioning of some of our cell phones to some headbands.
GoPros.
Yes. All
Oh
right.
my god.
Da, da, da. And it's just like us walking in slow motion with cell phones essentially just taped to our foreheads. Uh, but it is effective. It is working.
I'm carrying the cat,
You got the cat.
who now has deepened to a very dark black from the gray that he was. And his name has changed from Shade to Abyss.
Abyss.
Oh.
Great. Pleasant to meet you.
Be a little less dark there, buddy, but
Yeah.
okay. I mean, suits it, I guess. I mean, yeah, nice.
They're far enough away from the kids that Pierce has lit and is smoking a cigarette because they're like, well, I might die, so this might be the last one I can have.
Who feels like, well, first of all, where are we going to summon it? So we're like by the lake-ish now. Where are we gonna go?
I feel, considering where we buried the body, I mean, if it has anything to do with that, maybe that's where it needs to be. That's where it's
Mosquito
happening.
jacuzzi? That's where we're going? Okay.
But the body was on the opposite side of the map at the lake, so would it be by the lake? Maybe? I was imagining woods, but there aren't actually any woods on the map.
No, there's not. Yeah.
But maybe somewhere.
I think
Something's got to be
also-
attracting those mosquitoes. Sorry, go ahead.
I was the lake and the swamp are the two furthest things from the kids, so I think one of those two places is the best idea. One of those has mosquitoes, and the other one has a lot of water, neither of which are great.
Yeah. So
I
I do agree
wonder.
that those are the furthest from the kids, so our best decision.
We found this body in the lake. Do any of you have any sense or memory of where we might have found the other bodies? Do you think we found them all in the lake, or did we find them in different places?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I feel like I feel like they go wherever we are when we remember what has happened and feel like the unending dread of realizing that there's a dead body near you. I feel like probably it it hasn't always been the lake.
Well, what about the big old tree by Murder Path? It's not too far from the bunks, I know, but I mean, it's Murder Path for a reason, and I can't remember why.
That
That is a valid
That's a
point.
good point.
I
All
mean, do
right.
we all know where it leads? Do you all remember where it leads at all?
Uh outside of the approved
A
areas
path?
of camp.
I mean, I think
It's
there were
it's foggy.
stories about something down
Mm,
that way. Like, I think some people said it led to a witch, and some people said it led to some crotchety old man's house.
There's no
I
reason to believe
think,
that
Markedly
those are two
worse.
different things.
yeah, I don't think
I
anybody really knows though.
well, I guess we could find out.
Yeah, I guess that's the best idea we've got.
To Murder Path. Great. Good.
I am.
Is it actually dark yet, or is it still like earlier
I
evening?
think it's probably still like in the late afternoon or early evening. It's like maybe just dim out. It's not dark.
Well, I, for one, would rather get out there while there's still light. Because who knows what we're going to run into.
I agree. I agree. All right.
mhm.
So to Murder Path.
Sort of as they're like walking, uh, Pierce kind of like, I don't know our walking order, but either speeds up or slows down, whichever, depending on where Aditya is in
Oh yeah,
regards
he's
to
up.
them. And like sort of like like clears their throat and is like very like trying to be nonchalant, but not succeeding effectively necessarily. And they're like, uh, "Thanks for not pressing for the lake. I know. Last time I helped you with the kids and swimming, it didn't turn out well."
Yeah, no, I mean, of course. Like, I don't want to push you for anything that you're not comfortable with, and I remember that. So uh, that would have been. I mean, I would have been there for you. I mean, if you needed it, and if we had to go there, I would have, helped you out. Fear, okay. As long as I'm here, if you need to get into the water for something, I'll help you. But I mean, if we can avoid it, then we'll avoid it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Of
I
course.
appreciate it, and don't mention it.
Can I ask you a little something, Pierce? Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really remember a lot of things, but
Mm.
sometimes I kind of wonder. I mean, I know we don't interact as often as we used to, and but I'm trying to still piece so many things together. I don't know why I'm forgetting so many things, but I mean, I guess one of my questions you kind of already answered with the lake situation, but I feel like we haven't talked since then. Everything okay? I feel like we kind of lost touch for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been a little distant. Uh, I think I don't want to be a burden on you.
Burden? Why would you think that?
I
I mean,
mean,
did you see the cool thing you did today? I mean, and he just kind of waves at Pearson again, does the arm like, yeah, that. I mean, I can't do that. Look at me, and he just starts waving again. I mean, why would you? You're definitely not a burden. I would never think that. Pierce.
they kind of like hide behind their like fringe of hair a little bit, like they're embarrassed and a little bit flushed, and they don't want you to see that. So they hide behind their fringe of hair, and they say, "Oh well, I mean, you know, I don't usually have to literally be dragged back to shore, so I thought you probably were a little, I don't know, disappointed that I was less good at
Oh.
at swimming than the kids were."
Listen, we all have our talents. We are, not. I mean, even those kids are amazing, and they pick up swimming really quickly. Others don't even get it until the end of, even at the end of camp. But it doesn't mean I think any lesser of them, and certainly don't think any lesser of you either, just because you can't swim. I mean, would you think of less of me because I couldn't do, like, I didn't have a cane sword, or if I didn't have the magic mushroom creating powers that you do? No, I wouldn't think so, right? I mean,
No, of course
you
not.
know,
No, but if you ever need to order a cane sword, I know just who to go to.
a little worrying that you have a cane sword person, but we'll deal with that another day. But yeah, no, I'm not disappointed in you. No
Yeah,
way.
thanks. And I'll try not to be so cagey about it.
No, it's fine. I mean, take your time. I'm not going to force you. I just wanted to let you know I'm here whenever you need to reach out again and you want to chat. Okay?
Thanks.
Yeah.
And again, they're sort of like hiding, but like you can see like a little bit of a genuine smile. Like usually Pierce is like smirking, but you can see a little bit of a genuine smile from behind the fringe of their hair. And then they slow down again so that they're not right next to you.
The entire time, yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that Aditya, he also has a smile on his face because he's just like, "Yep, yay! I got my pal back," and you can hear him kind of like humming a little bit because he's so happy that went well.
That's awesome. And Pierre should definitely get a point to spend for asking for answering the question about how Aditya saved them from drowning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. Huh.
I think that I actually lose a token because I feel like that's a strong move, or because one of the asks for the strong move is how can my character help yours heal, but I'm not sure if that would count to that, or would that
I
count to
think you
my
spend it when it's gonna take an action in the moment. Not talking about past things. That's something you're gonna spend to do something like right now.
got it. And I think I
Yeah.
Aditya asked the question about why we became distant, which is one of the questions that.
Yeah.
Oh, so then so then you should also take an action point too.
Yeah, you should get one
Yeah.
too, because
Yeah.
you did that one.
Yes, that would be a token, right? Or
Yeah,
was
token, yes,
Excuse
not
me?
action point. Sorry. Well,
Once there was a good point after that conversation. Celeste wanted to go back to talk to Aditya too. To kind of slow down a bit to get back next to him. Hey, how are you doing in all this? I find often those of us who are tasked with caring for other people tend to not get cared for ourselves. So how are you holding up?
I mean, confused. I mean, I'm only 22. I shouldn't have memory problems like this. I mean, I don't, but kind of, and part of me is guilty because I feel glad that I'm in this with everybody, with all of you. 'Cause, you know, I'm glad I have other people in on this with me, but at the same time, I feel guilty. I have other people's, and I sometimes wonder. I mean, one is enough, and seeing all of you with me in the same situation kind of makes me feel weird and bad. Kind of like I'm dragging you all with me, but you know, most of the time I'm just happy you all are here. It feels nice to be surrounded with people who are, you know, so good and accepting and just just as insane as you are. Sorry, not just as weirded out by all of this as you are, but be okay with it still. You know, not every often you find people who are okay with burying a dead body like it's just another day.
Yeah, I think it helps that we have we have each other. I can look at the three of you and know it's not just me. I'm having memory issues too, but it's not just me. There's something going on. I understand the feeling guilty,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not anything you did. I can't remember a lot, just like you can't, but I can feel it. It's not any one of us. It's something outside of us, and hopefully between all of us we can fight it back, protect the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the most important, right? I mean, that's our job. It's why we're here, is to protect them and keep them safe until the end of summer so they can go home to their families.
Yeah, maybe
But
that's why I keep coming back. We need to protect the kids. Maybe this will be the summer we do it.
are we masochists? Do we keep coming back to this, and I don't feel the pain. Maybe that helps if there's no pain or if we never got hurt. But I guess the memory loss in that sense helps with that. But there's still a part of me, like as if though instinctually, I'm a little scared, like as if though if you keep getting hit in the same spot, instinctually you start feeling like you're protecting that spot. You know what I mean? Like you change your position, you change your body so that way it's not as vulnerable. And I feel like that's sometimes how my mind is. And the closer we're getting to this place, more I want to run away. But at the same time, that makes me so guilty as well because you know, I'm a lifeguard. My job is to jump into danger, save people, and to be able to be having these feelings. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe that's just something I can, you know, work through.
The definition of bravery is to face it despite your fears. It's not being fearless. It's going in and doing what you need to do despite it. So I don't think feeling those feelings is anything bad about you. I think we're all feeling things. But you're here, you're doing it anyway because it's what we need to do. And I think that's the
Mm-hmm.
right thing. I think that's says something good about you.
Well, hopefully, yeah. You see him kind of just like smile, kind of look at you, and then look forward again, and then you know, kind of stand a little taller and start walking a bit more tall, I guess.
While this conversation is going on behind us, I'll go up to Pearson. You good?
Yeah.
Good, good. And he's gonna just pat you on the on the shoulder. Just one, maybe two,
Are,
maybe a double tap.
are
Cool.
are you good?
Good. I'm good.
Much less like with much less gusto, Pierce will in return like reach out and like, is Cal tall? I'm imagining Cal is quite tall.
Cal is a bit tall, yeah.
So they have to reach up a bit to like
Yeah.
pat Cal on the back,
Yeah.
but they do like tentatively like give him like a nice return double tap.
great. So when we arrive to Murder Path,
Is there a
Cal,
sign?
yeah, there's a
Murder
sign. It's definitely drawn, like, it's definitely like drawn Murder Path, but like that's very crudely like scratched out, and it says like Apple Lane over it in like blue paint, but it's like clearly still visible that it says Murder Path. Um,
I imagine a kid when filled in the murder path part with crayon to
yeah,
try to show it through the blue paint.
yes. So, who wants to actually summon it? Because I could.
Wait, do you know how?
I am
There we go.
fairly sure. Uh-oh.
Did I go away?
2 KPs now.
Well, what
There are
just
2
happened?
KPs.
Hold up. I just lost.
What happened? Ooh, shenanigans.
I don't know. It
Ray.
just suddenly just something flashed, and then I thought I lost you guys for a second. Hold up. Okay, I'll just turn. That was weird. Is the stream still
Hang
happening?
on. Just your camera is frozen.
Oh no.
Okay.
So
Weird.
We're all shuffled around in stream now.
Yes,
Oh,
Slobs
no.
is having a rough day.
That's so weird. And
Oh
when
no.
when
But
I
don't worry
try to
about
turn
it.
on my,
You're here again, so don't go anywhere. You're back. Just hang on 1 second. I'm just gonna move everybody around real quick.
sorry about that. I don't know what
Don't
just
even
happened.
worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Just bear with me 1 moment. I am so sorry to all. But I will have us back in a jiff with everybody in their place. Well, I stayed in my place. Why is that? Okay, we're almost there. Okay, we did it, and everybody seems good. KB, just say something.
Yay.
Oh, perfect. Okay, you're
Yay.
you're good. Okay, I apologize about that. So, like I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure that this thing is just waiting for us to ask it to show up and kick our asses. So I'm pretty sure someone just has to be the one bold enough to summon it. And I don't know that that's me right now. I feel like I could, but I just want to give everyone else the opportunity to do that in case like they super want to. I don't want to steal the thunder.
Nose goes for who gets to call the creepy monster.
Do you think it has anything to do with that witch there are rumors about?
I think that it may be the witch and the shadow thing might be the same thing.
Do you think it can be a person also, or do you think the witch has summoned a shadow monster?
I think that this thing is the thing. I feel like it's the bad thing. And maybe if there's a witch or not, I don't think it's as bad as this shadow monster.
That's fair, yeah.
Maybe nobody has to summon it. Maybe we just follow the path and we get there.
Sure, we could follow the path. Not summon
I
it.
don't know. I mean, if you've got it, if you've got it on speed dial and we can set a trap, that might be a better idea though than walking into its lair.
Maybe we could sneak up on it. Whereas if we summon it, then it knows we're calling it.
Yes.
And we have a good trap idea. I don't know what to do with it.
Ooh.
We're on the path, yeah.
We're right there on the path, yeah.
I'm going to spend one of my tokens to use a strong move to listen unnoticed from the shadows. So I'm Pierce is going to sort of like creep forward and like hide like between some trees and like the sign, and like for a weird kind of unsettling split second, they're wearing so much dark clothing and their hair is like over their face in a curtain, and they kind of like phase out of view for a moment, and listen in and see if they can hear any sort of like scratching or screech, like like not normal forest noises, because the forest makes a lot of noise, but some sort of not normal forest noise. And like after a moment, they kind of like turn back to everyone and you can see them again, and they like hold a finger to their lips and they point sort of like up and to the left, where there's like a really weird rustly like scratching up in the like tree line.
Oh, terrifying. Great.
Okay, well, that was new.
I don't know
Pierce?
what it, I don't know what it is. It's just there's something up there, and it could be a cat, or it could be whatever does this, and they point to all the like the areas where there are shared scars.
I don't think it's a cat. Abyss, the cat that I'm still holding, is like squirming all over the place, doing that
Right.
thing where a cat tries to climb all the way up you over your head, and claws going in everywhere.
Oh no. Okay, I think we need to do this now.
Okay. You see, you see Aditya at that point kind of just get into a fighting stance with the flashlight, as if though it's a sword. All right, bring it.
Celeste is meanwhile trying to hold a cat that's trying to climb on her head, trying to keep it from knocking the phone off her head that's GoPro'd across her forehead, and she's just like writing everything on her arm.
Okay. Great. Well, you're doing that. You're doing that. All right. Hey, get out of the shadows, you shadowy shadow. We're not scared. I'm not scared, certainly. Just show up and let's finish this. And pulls out his X-Acto knife and makes it look as menacing as possible. And so, what will happen is I will take this deck of cards
Yeah.
and I will shuffle them. Okay. So, we've channeled the Lindworm. The Lindworm gets the top 3 cards. We drew an 8 of hearts, a 3 of spades, and a 6 of hearts. Okay, so as soon as I say that, the dim late afternoon sky suddenly becomes a bright, blinding light and a sonic boom kind of sound echoes from the trees on the far side of the murder path as this light kind of just takes away our ability to see for a moment.
Oh boy.
Our map, our campsite begins to shake and tumble, and we are going to oh god, I'm so sorry for this. We are all start to panic and start to move around trying to figure out where we are, and we are going to become split as our map literally splits into right down the center of murder path and starts to separate. And Pierce and Cal on one side of the separated road, Ditya and Celeste on the other side of this road, as the light still making it hard for us to see where we're trying to get back to in the first place.
Who's on sides together?
Celeste and Aditya one side, and Cal and Pierce on the other.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Oh, and do we like, as everything shakes? I'm assuming we're shaking within. We feel it as well, and
Yes.
oh boy.
The shaking, like previously, Pierce had essentially been holding their cane by its center and not leaning on it. But the second the ground starts to shake, the cane is back on the ground, and they are very heavily leaning on it because they are not stable on their feet.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh gosh, Aditya doesn't know what to do anymore.
So it's like makes sure that her phone strapped to her forehead's like catching everything and not like that the camera's not covered, it's still attached and everything, and scribble some more things in her arms and then checks on Aditya. You okay?
A little out of my element for sure. We just had the entire like. Did we go through an earthquake?
I don't think we usually get those here, but I mean I don't remember a lot either, but that's what it seems like.
Oh boy. What is happening? Oh, and you see just Aditya just kind of like slowly, freaking out a little bit at a time. This is not taking it very well, but he's just you could see him kind of just like a little nervous and looking around.
How, like, because we've been split up, like, is there like a chasm between us and we can see each other?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yeah, it's just not going to be physically
Crossable.
simple to get to one another. Yeah.
Aditya yells across, like, "You guys okay?"
I think so.
Yeah.
Are you good, Cal?
Yeah, I'm totally fine. But we should check on them. And there is a kind of sweet-looking old lady kind of coming down one side of the path towards us.
Which side of? I mean, who's on which side of the path?
So I am saying that Pierce and I are on this top side of the path here, the north side, I guess.
Okay.
And coming from the northmost side of the path, coming down into the camp, is this sweet-looking old lady in a nice little house dress, kind of making her way over.
Ma'am?
I think that's the witch.
Oh,
Yes?
are you lost? Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Of course I'm okay. I'm all right. Are you okay, young one?
Yeah, I'm good. Real good. Um, are you lost?
Oh, no, of course. I was just coming to check on you.
Oh, do you walk down this path, like, often? Sorry, we don't come down here very regularly.
Oh, don't be silly. Of course you do.
Can we all hear
Guys,
Yeah.
uh, y'all. Oh, and immediately, he shines Aditya just kind of shines a flashlight on him. Is it working still?
Yeah. I
Okay,
think
yeah.
so.
I mean, not him. At the old lady.
The cat's sitting on Celeste's head at this point, just kind of like kneading his paws into her head, and
Yeah.
she's like scribbling more on her arm.
Oh, every summer you come and you summon the creature of light just to save the camp. It's so nice. What a nice
Creature of-
little ritual.
I don't think that's what's going on. She's just kind of trying to say it so Aditya can hear, but not everybody else.
I mean, did we get it wrong? I mean, creature of light? Thought this was something that was dark and.
Something is killing people.
Right. And it's not.
I think they're connected to it.
And
I don't know who that person is.
when you say and
the day yet again. What good little campers you are. What good strong campers.
Oh wait. I would like to use another one of my strong moves and spend another token. And I have the ability to silence someone with my gifts. And Pierce is kind of like really freaked out, but also really mad in the way that like anyone who's talking to like a really condescending old person is like, I want you to stop talking. And so like a weird shadowy mist sort of like kicks up dust around Pierce's feet and then sort of like wraps into the old woman's like ears, nose, and mouth, and her mouth is moving, but we can't hear what she's saying anymore.
Oh yeah, she continues to talk.
I mean, does it look like she's aware that she can't be heard, or?
Yes. There, as you see her keep talking, she starts to like look a little annoyed. Cal's like, Pierce.
Yes.
I mean, maybe we don't put spells on the nice old lady. The nice old lady seems pretty nice. Maybe we don't put spells on her.
She knows us though.
She knows that we've been here before, and that
know.
every time we summon the light monster, and I don't think I like that.
No, good point. Okay.
Celeste just
And
kind of
also,
shaking her hands
Seems
and
real
rocking
mad
back
that
and
she can't
forth.
talk, and that sounds like a good sign to me.
But how do we? Oh boy, but you can see Aditya had a lot of questions he wanted to ask, but at the same time he agreed that maybe he shouldn't be talking to this person. But
I can let her talk again if we want to. I can stop.
we have questions, and she seems to know who or what happened last time. I mean, apparently we've been here before and did the same thing.
She looks like now she is not talking. She is just laughing. Even though you can't hear her.
Good, something. I don't trust her.
I don't like that.
Oh.
That.
I mean, like you can see Aditya is like definitely like is visibly shivering, but at the same time he's doing his best to kind of look courageous and kind of just like stand a little tall, and kind of just steps forward, and he uses his action where where's my uh his strong move where he uh where is that one? Oh, reinterprets the Lindworm's play in a way that directs the move at you, whatever the move is. He
Ooh,
says,
Ooh.
yes. Okay.
So he walks forward and he goes, okay, y'all get a run. I think this is it. I don't know why it's here or what's going on, but I don't like it. And we're out of our elements. But at least if I feel like if you all get away, we can still remember this day and we can plan better. Because I think those bodies are us. I think that was our last few times we've been here. And I don't want to see it. I don't want to bury another body.
So you get to with that use, you get to uh interpret, you get to redirect the last thing the Lindworm was doing. And the Lindworm right now was lying to you. And so what's going to happen, I think, is that the block on the old lady's voice kind of drops as you invoke that. And what she was saying before about how you saved the day, and she says like, you set me free and now I can do whatever I want with the camp. His children
Oh,
and the bodies
But
to
what if
increase my powers.
what if you're right and the bodies are us, but it's when we run. When we run we're killed. We don't know. Is it if we stay we're killed or if we run we're killed?
To be
Let's find out.
fair, I think we haven't documented this well enough yet. So I'm with Pierce. Let's just try.
Wait, we can. You two are the Aditya and Celeste are on the side that's close to the cabins, yeah? And we're on
Well,
the side that's not?
no, they are further away from both. We are close to the bunks and closer to the old lady.
Alright. I think we get ourselves between it and the cabin, and then we just take a swing at it.
I say, yeah. All right. Box cutter.
I love your X-Acto knife so much.
I am so happy to use it. And I'm going to use my one last action that I have. And I'm going to do an amazing feat. I'm just going to scream and charge at this lady. And I'm going to say, Pierce, can you just like really quick do that thing where you make it so I can't hear her again?
No problem. I will use my last token as well. And the mist slides up again and sort of wraps around her. And like this time, Pierce is even more mad, so it's less like controlled, and it's just sort of like a swarming cloud of like shadowy mist that's just wrapping around her.
Okay, that happens, and as that happens,
You
and
get a
she
token.
goes silent again. Uh, box cutter, like to the head.
while you're doing that, Aditya kind of points his flashlight at her face so she can't see you running towards her,
Nice.
Nice.
or at least try to blind her.
Oh, Cal, you can take a token because you asked
Oh
Pierce to
yeah,
use their gift.
I forgot about that.
Nice.
now writing up higher on her arm, trying to write down everything that's happening, and she's like kind of running out of space and trying to fill it all in.
So, as the old lady gets stabbed in the head, she kind of turns into a dark shadow and kind of I think absorbs all of this bright light that has been like shining into our eyes for the last few minutes, and kind of sucks her back up into it. The split in the ground does not go away. Uh, but as far as we can tell, no new scars pop up on our bodies. We seem to remember the event that just happened. And if we're very, very quiet, we can hear the music to the end of the Lord of the Rings faintly in the distance.
They have reached Rivendell.
Yes. So we know that the kids.
The river just washed away the Nazgul.
Oh my god.
Celeste reads everything on her arms, compares it to what she remembers. It all matches up. Aditya, do you remember? Do you remember what happened just now?
I don't. Ha, I'm just joking, I do. Sorry, I just needed to lighten the mood a little bit.
Lovingly as they can manage, Pierce flips him off.
Just like kind of pacing back and forth. Like, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've been kind of distant this year. I don't, we don't remember much about last year, but I know there was something going on. I remember I liked you, and I don't remember if I told you, but things got weird once I realized, like, I'm not straight. I'm bisexual. I'm non-binary, and everything changed, and everything got weird, and everything was weird with everybody, and I don't know what I feel for anybody anymore. But I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad we all made it.
Me too. And I mean, I always liked you too. And I don't know, this entire trek, this entire journey, and being able to remember. And can we, like, now that we're here, like, we start getting some of the memories back of the other summers that we were
Absolutely.
here are coming together. And he just looks at her and goes, I remember the nights we were up on the hill and us staring at the stars. I remember just sitting by the lake listening to the frogs, and I remember that my feelings always were this way from the get-go. And I'm not sure if you still feel that way, but I know my feelings are still that way now.
I do. It's taken a while to figure out with everything, especially not remembering things, but I remember it now. And I do still feel that way. And I remember those nights now. I'm glad to have that back. And I'm glad we both remember.
Yeah. And Aditya kind of comes over and kind of just asks, kind of like just gives him like the warmest hug, like just brings him close, and just like the biggest, like not a bear hug kind of a thing, but just like something like a warm blanket just there. And just goes, I'm glad we're here and we made it.
Too.
While maybe you two, oh sorry.
Maybe now we can remember everything and move forward and make this camp what it should be.
I'd like that. That sounds wonderful.
While you two are doing that, Pierce and I built a bridge. Uh, so
Yeah,
that you're no longer
laboring
Part of the camp
trapped
curriculum, the
on
crafting
the
days.
on the side of this chasm. We fashioned it out of logs and branches and twine, and that rope
It's
that we
looking
have.
good.
I want to say that we all uh, we have determined that the camp is safe, and we are gonna come to an end. But I do want to say that that is the most queer experience thing I've ever seen, where someone will literally have just fought off the devil. Will be like, I want to say that the most impactful moment of my life was realizing I wasn't straight. Like at the you literally just fought a demon, caused an earthquake. You're like,
Bigger
I'm
things
pretty
needed
sure
to be
that
addressed.
that's the deepest
I mean,
moment I know of. Can't think of anything more impactful.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically my life of like, go through ridiculous stuff and I'm not straight. Now life's totally different.
Yep. All right. So I loved this. This was awesome. It's 11 EST, so we're gonna come and stop. But beforehand, before we go, I really, really want everybody to just remind everybody watching who you are and how awesome you are. Do let's do Kestrel first this time.
Okay, I am Kestrel Ray. It's harder after a game because then you're like, wait,
Who
am
am I?
I
Who am
anymore?
I?
I'm not my character. I'm Kestrel Ray. You can find me by that name across social media. I do cosplay, and apparently I'm writing games now. And yeah, so look me up on Twitter, and I rant and share fun things when I'm trying to avoid the world. And I had lots of fun tonight and love this game.
Yeah, that was awesome. KP.
Oh boy, that was a joy and a half. I'm so happy I got to play with you guys on this game. It was so fun. But yeah, everybody, I'm KP. Like I said before, I go by KP11 Studios on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. I do photography. I've done cosplay and portrait photography. You may also know me as that one Gilmore that I've only the one and only cosplay I've ever cosplayed in my life. So, but if you've seen that around, that's me.
It's a good one to be the
really good.
only one. Yeah.
Amazing.
But yeah, considering the current conditions, though, not much of a photographer, but I still do certain edits. I also am a Twitch streamer, so if you like anything that's to do with Indian culture, gaming, cooking, and just basic talk shows or things like that, do come join on that stream. I'm pretty much on there most days of the week, depending on what the day is, but do check that out. I also have a Discord and a Patreon if you want to support the things that I do. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Also, I'm trying to work on my own TTRPG that's based on Hindu mythology and just Indian culture in general. So if that interests you, do give me a follow. And
Yes.
there you go.
Awesome. Rue.
I'm Rue. You can find me on Twitter as @IlanaKnight13. And on Twitter, I do art commissions, and that's where I post about my game dev stuff because I write tabletop RPGs and supplements. I'm also a cultural and sensitivity consultant for Romani representation in science fiction and fantasy and tabletop games. Most notably the Vistani. So if you're running Cursive Strahd, they're bad. So talk to me about it. And on Twitch, I stream on every other Thursday at Heroes Without Limits, where I run an investigative horror campaign empowered by the apocalypse that I wrote the system for myself. And on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, I play in a Monster of the Week campaign on Chromatic Chimera.
Awesome. Everyone's links are in the chat. I also just posted a link to where you can find this game if you think that this sounded interesting. We did the one-shot method, but there is a whole different method for running campaigns with whole other elements we did not even touch. So if this seemed interesting at all to you, go check it out. And yeah, this was really great, and I haven't ever played a GM-less game before, so I'm sorry if I did a little bit of backseat GMing. I didn't
That's
mean
fine.
to. It's definitely something to unlearn after you've been in that seat for a long time. So this was great. I'm Super Dylan. I'm Diana. This is my channel. Go follow all the lovely people who are here. Go check their stuff out. Everybody is doing great things. And thank you for showing up. I think we are going to go ahead and raid Jess over at GoJG and say hello over there. So thank you and have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Boom, boom, boom.
I will